to party.
You're alive, Sammy.
She tried to rob me, take me home. My mother had to fight to get me back.
Welcome back to Monday.
Welcome back, guys, girls, everybody. And you know, we had some laughs this morning, and I'm laughed out. I'm tired a little bit. I'm fixing my hat, and so we're gonna have a nice day today. A lot of good questions, and we have a couple of questions that are pretty good. We made a couple of them a little difficult, so we want to see what happens and who gets the call out first, and their names picked for my hat. And you notice the hat's not over on top of here. It's on my head. So you're gonna win the hat right off my head. My head. Keep your eye on the ball. All right, so.
I mean, that's quite an item, Sammy. That's a once-in-a-lifetime juggernaut they got there.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Wow. Well, you want to ask the first question?
Yeah, let's ask the first question.
Yes, ask the first question. Go, shoot.
You want me to
Never
shoot?
say that to me, shoot.
Oh my God, we don't say shoot here. We say
Right.
film.
Right. Every time I did a shoot in California, the guy yelled out, "Quiet on the stage, shoot!" Everybody ducked. So.
Okay. First question, guys. What is Sammy's favorite ice cream flavor? What is Sammy's favorite ice cream flavor? And go.
Sammy, while we're waiting on the answer to come in, do you prefer a cup or a cone?
A cone is good. Cone is good, especially when the cone is nice and crispy and stuff. It's good. I like a cone.
We're getting some fancy flavors on TikTok. Rocky Road, Neapolitan, butter pecan, mint chocolate chip. None of those are the right answer.
Wow, I'm
Oh, we
surprised.
got one.
There we go.
Someone's got the right answer.
All right.
We got him on. We got him. We got the win. We got the.
And she's got a, Sterling's got a winner. You guys got a winner. We got some winners.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken did it. You heard it here first.
These are some really good guesses.
Yeah, you guys are not.
Yeah.
Surprised by how fancy some.
It's not
The
Spumoni,
La Cosa
guys. That's the
Nostra
right
No,
is
de-
not the right answer. We got
Okay.
another one.
How many do you have, Sterling?
I've got two so far.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to name the ones that I have over here.
My TikTok is like all different kinds of ice creams. I could see that.
Yeah. All right, I'm not.
If you had your own ice cream, what would you call it?
What would I call my own ice cream?
Yeah, like
And
different flavors.
knowing that people are going to be licking it is,
Oh my God.
let me think about this.
My virgin ears.
A pina colada. Oh, that's a drink, right? All right.
Well, it could be ice cream. You know?
Okay, I'm going to name the four that I have. The first four that actually named it. We have, of course, Janet. Hi, Janet. Aaron Brennan, Francisco, and J. Marie. You guys are going in the little tub over there.
Who's that, Janet? She keeps.
Janet and PH.
She really knows.
She's on fire.
Yeah, she knows the stories and the mafia and all about me. Janet, do you want a job? Does she live in Arizona?
Get over here, Janet.
Get over here. You can get a job with us.
Sean McPeak is in the chat. I still love the coasters you sent, Sean, of the dogs and of Sammy, and those are awesome. Use it every day.
All right, and then we got to get a few more. Yes, you got to fold them.
Showing TikTok.
Oh,
See their names.
Born Supreme. We're starting easy, but they're gonna get tougher. So let's see what you got, Born Supreme.
Good job, guys. We've had rapid fire, like 90 people on TikTok shooting answers left and right. Say hi to Lily TikTok.
and here's Lily.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
When did we start doing that?
I don't know. I don't
Sammy
know,
started
man.
doing this where he's like, well, hey.
Boss man, you want to start with last week's questions? Yes, no, maybe so.
What are we doing now? You're asking questions?
If that's what you want to do.
Last week's super chat.
Or do super chats? Do last week's super chats, and then we'll get into another question, and we'll rock and roll here.
Sounds good. Okay, first, gonna give shout outs to Acting for Fun Lions, the Bonzo, and Drew Ski. Drew Ski says he loves your stories, so those
Thank
are
you,
the
bro.
shout- And then we have questions from last week. Mark Clark says, Dear Sammy, do you feel John thought he eventually would be iced behind the Big Paul hit?
I beg your pardon. What was that? That John would be what?
Do you feel that John thought he would eventually have been iced behind the Big Paul hit?
No, I don't think he thought that at all. No, I think he thought he was going to become the boss of all bosses. And, I think he bit off more than he could chew, so to speak. And I think I was going to be part of that plan, but I think it was a stupid plan.
Gas Can Lip says, Sammy, do you ever deal with veterinarians, contractors, etc., who try to price gouge you with outrageous pricing bids, but they have no idea who you are, so you have fun out negotiating them with your past mobster skill set?
That's a complicated question, but I do, and I think it is funny. Listen, people price gouge and they do things all over the place. I don't mind that in a small way when you're not hurting the whole world. It's what politicians are doing now, is hurting everyone. And that I can't stomach. But everybody wants to pay a little less in taxes and cheat a little bit, and somebody wants to do this. I'm not against all that. Fuck the government. I could understand all of that. Certain crimes I don't understand, house invasions and bullshit like that. It's too personal, it hurts too many innocent people, good people. I don't like that kind of stuff. And I don't mind gouging a little bit. I really don't. People, have tough times. Now you go in places, you could just rob anything you want. That's crazy, because I think not only you're hurting the stores that are folding in different states in the United States, all over the place, you got to watch what you do. There's a limit to everything in life. If you know your place and you cheated a little bit here, you price gouged here, or whatever, no big deal. And most of those people are so broke that it doesn't matter.
Okay, we have Eric Helms. Hi, Sammy. Does the mob have and run any legitimate businesses, like service companies, restaurants, etc., that are genuinely legitimate?
Without a doubt. I had a lot of legitimate companies. I ran them legitimate. I had a drywall company. I had 200 employees, carpenters. We did the work. We did it. We did it well. First of all, us Italians, we're inborn with construction and making it right. I would look at, I started off as a kid. We eat lunch, all the grease bowls, me and them, and they were fanatic about how the building was built. They took pride in it, and I learned that. And I like building construction and not cheating and doing something. So I did it well. Most of my contracts I did because I was a good contractor. Didn't hurt that I knew unions and I could do benefits for jobs and stuff like that. So they looked at me in a bunch of ways. But they weren't afraid of me to do business with me because I was fair with business. That brings you more business. Not threats. Some guys come in and they want to try to shake somebody down, whether it's a restaurant or whatever. It doesn't work. It works sometimes for a short time, and it usually backfires on you. And so I don't, I did a lot of legitimate businesses.
M. Lavo says, what is the difference between the streets now versus back in the day? Like initiation, camaraderie, that kind of stuff.
You know, a lot of people ask me that question, and I feel that when I was in the street, it was almost like the Jesse James days, where people were shooting it out and coming, you know, it was crazy. Now, I could only imagine the actual Jesse James days, when guys walked around with pistols and on their side and shotguns and rifles in there, riding a horse. Those were fucking days where that had to be insane. You know, I always remembered one thing that stuck in me. Indian women would ride on a horse. They were pregnant. They'd stop the horse because they feel like they're going to go into labor. They'd get off the horse, squat, and drop the baby. I can only imagine. I've heard my wife have a baby, and I heard women screaming. It's got to be a painful thing. I only can imagine, with no doctors, no painkillers, getting off a horse, squatting, and dropping a baby. So I think of those days. My God, thank God I lived in my time. Those were real rough and tumble days.
Riggs says, who did you hate the most but never got to do anything to?
Yet. Did you say yet at the end of that comment? You know, I'm
No,
still
no
alive,
yet.
so you never know. But there's people that I do hate, actually, with a passion. They're just real garbage pails who want to hurt everybody. And they, especially if you grow a little bit, I'm attacked a lot. So is Michael Franchise. It seems like when you get to the top of the hill a little bit, there's always people pulling at your feet and your ankles and try to put you down. I don't want to mention names, because I don't want to get into bullshit, but you know what it is. You see them. You know, there's a lot more things on YouTube now that they can shut you down. And I owe that to, we all owe that to these creeps who constantly calling each other names. And YouTube, it affected YouTube, and now they're making more things that they could shut you down. So they're making YouTube less interesting by doing that. Not more interesting, less interesting. So now we're fighting rules that didn't exist. It exists because of that. And, you know, I did my research, and that's what it's about on YouTube. So that's what they accomplished. They accomplished nothing. They hurt everybody and everything. These are people I can't stomach.
Okay, Michelle Kincaid says, Sammy, is it true that Florians are flamboyant?
Florians? What the hell is a Florian? Is that like a fly type of thing? What is that?
Maybe people from Florence?
From Florence, where? Italy?
Yep.
I don't know people from Florence, Italy, and Floridians. I call them greaseballs, wops, guineas, a whole bunch of names I'm used to, but Floridians, I never heard that before. So I don't know.
Okay. Marshall G just had a comment. He says, 200K in the 70s, and I'm bringing a $10 envelope. Haha, just saying. Hi, boss. Go Trump.
That's a great saying. I just want to laugh. And I agree with you 100%. It's the same. And I'm a Trumper. I'm a guy who cares about Trump. There's a rally going to go on down here on the 23rd in Arizona. I might even go there. I'm trying to go there. And hopefully I could speak to him. I doubt it, but I'm going to try and talk to him. And, you know, I think he's capable of doing a great job. And that's the same theory. Anybody who wants to do a great job, there's all these liberal elites and people want to drag him down. That's why they want to drag him down. That's why they don't want him to be the president. They don't want to make it fair for everybody and take a bite. If they took a bite, nobody gives a shit. But they want to take everything and leave us with nothing. And Trump is not for that, and that's why they want to take his ass down.
Okay, Danny Murphy says, What's up, boss? I stayed in Canarsie on my trip to New York City. Did you have any businesses there?
In Canarsie, no. I knew people from Canarsie. I really had nothing to do with Canarsie. I was in, Brooklyn, Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, in Queens, Manhattan, Bronx, a bunch of places, but not too much to do with Canarsie.
Okay, Gabe R. What is your current relationship with the, I don't know what this is, Dako family?
The who?
Dako?
Discaco? I think they're cocked out, but I don't know what happened to them. I never heard of the Dako family. I mean, I think they came out of the closet, and I don't know where they are now.
Okay, Gabe R., if you're in the chat, please clarify. Last one, El Gato. Sammy, is it true that Mr. Sinatra got abused and even pissed on by Mr. Accardo?
I don't buy that. Sinatra was hooked up with people a very long time. He belonged to the Genovese family, and I'm going to give you a little description why I don't believe it. He walked into a club in Manhattan, and John Gotti was there with, fuck is his name? He waved to John, and he was going to buy him a bottle of wine. And John sent over the one who Billy Malone wants to play.
Oh, Bats.
No?
I'm sorry. Watts.
Joe Watts. Joe Watts went over to Sinatra and told him, when you see John, you don't wave or send a bottle of wine. You come over, you kiss his fucking ring, and he abused the fuck out of him. Sinatra talked to somebody, this guy, Jimmy Blue Eyes, or Frankie Blue, I think it's Jimmy Blue Eyes. He's in the Genovese family, and he went to the bosses and told them what John did. I was there when John got a call from Chin Gigante. And I don't think it was Chin himself, but the message was from Chin. Sinatra is a good guy, does a ton of fucking favors for people. He was instrumental in the election of JFK, Marilyn Monroe, Sam Giancana from Chicago, bosses, he's done favors, and he's with us. Why in the fuck would you do that? And John backed up. So I don't think anybody would abuse Sinatra and piss on him. And he was a little skinny guy. I met him a few times. And he was a tough guy too. He did not take shit from people. I don't think he would allow something like that to happen. So, and the people he was with would have never allowed it. So I don't think that story is true, but you never know.
Okay, that's it for last week's questions. Do you want to ask another
Yeah.
trivia question?
Yeah, ask a trivia question. We got last week's things done. All right.
Anna, you want to?
Okay. Who was the famous pop icon? She was actually underage at the time. Who performed at Sammy's friend's, Joe Monk's Funhouse Club. She is a very famous pop icon. Allegedly, we're gonna, in our opinion, allegedly. What is her name?
This is a hard one.
It's hard. Your YouTubers are, I don't know, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
TikTokers are on it today. Come on,
It's like in
YouTube.
5 seconds, not even.
Wow.
Plus the guy's a DJ, so,
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
that gives some bonus points.
Before, guys, Gaga and Taylor Swift, it was before their time.
Yeah, way before their time.
Yeah, way, way before that time. I'll give you a tip.
No, don't give tips.
Can you sing part of her song?
No tips?
No.
Oh, we got one. Wow.
How about now, a little tip?
No.
Wow. Amina's in a mean mood today, bro.
Amina's like,
Sure.
Yeah, she's got claws sticking out. I can see her nails.
I see 2 more people with it.
Oh, she's got 2 more.
Here I go.
My TikTok is right on it, bro. There's 2 or 3 of them
TikTok.
already.
Oh my God, TikTok
Yeah,
is
TikTok a little bit of a
on
music
top
app.
of YouTube. Wow, guys.
The Funhouse was a great club in Manhattan, and people loved it. Joe Monk, a good friend of mine, he was on the original Rampers with us, and he had sold the place not too long ago, actually. 4 or 5 years ago, he got rid of it and sold the name. Not the club itself, but the name and the whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna read off the first 5 that got it over here.
Wow.
Betty Ann, hey, darling. Daniel Knopsnyder, Draven5682, acting for Fun Lions. Hey, Lisa. Jason McDougall. You guys are going in the pot. And then I'm turning this over to Anna so I can get back in my chat and talk to my peeps.
Amina loves this
I love the chat.
dude.
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys are my
let's
people.
say, you want to say her name now?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, say her name.
Madonna.
Madonna.
Vogue.
Madonna Butana.
Sammy, do you know how to Vogue like Madonna?
What?
Vogue.
Stand up and vogue, Sammy.
No.
No.
Girl.
Material girl.
The Material Girl. She was 16 years old, and she sang in the club. They allowed her to sing they allowed her in, first of all, and then they allowed her to sing. That's where she actually started singing, in front of an audience.
Some really good guesses. You had Tina Turner, Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. You know, Barbara Streisand, let me go to her so she takes a fit. I had a friend of mine, I think he was named Jerry Feldman, Jewish guy, and I was in the army with him. And he said he grew up with her in Flatbush. And, he almost dated her, but he never dated her. He didn't like her. He wanted to kick himself in the ass when she started singing. She became super famous and whatever. And but it's a small world sometimes. Yeah. You know, you grow up with people, you don't see them for years, and all of a sudden they're a superstar and whatever. And they're beautiful. And I'm not talking about myself. But
Barbara, can you hear me? Let's see. All right, Sammy, I have a question that came in for you from Phil D to ourthing.tv. On the Castellano hit, who were the guys inside the restaurant at the table when DeChico told them sit the fuck down after the shooting started? I assume those guys obviously knew that he and his family were involved. Did they ever retaliate?
no, those guys didn't retaliate. It was a captain named Jimmy Brown, another guy, Danny Marino, Johnny Gamarano was supposed to be there. I don't know if he was in there. Tommy Gambino got there just seconds after his uncle was killed. A few other guys I can't remember right this minute. No, they didn't do anything. They sat down. Frankie DeChico was no joke. Like I said, Frankie was the top of the line as far as gangsters are concerned. Tough. Tougher than tough. And they see him say that. They saw he opened up his jacket. They saw the gun. They knew it was time to sit the fuck down or they were going to get whacked. And when it was done, he told them, all right, get up and just get out. They all got out, left with the crowds, and disappeared into Gaga Land, wherever they went. And they're not the guys who retaliated. No.
Thank you, Sammy. Red Man, always with the great questions on ourthing.tv. Sammy, it's been explained in the past that when somebody is being proposed to be made, a list goes around for the made guys to either give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do you recall a time when you personally didn't agree with somebody being on the list and stopped them from getting their button? If so, who was this person and what was the situation of why you said no?
Great question, man. You always do have good questions. The truth be it is that no, I never gave a thumbs down. I should have in a couple of occasions. I don't want to say their names, but there's a few times I should have said no. There was one guy, his father didn't want to make him. He didn't want to make Louis Molino, and he never got made. Before the old man died, I saw him, and he told me, he said, Sammy, you're in a powerful position now. I'd gotten made, and I was growing in power. It was after the Castellano hit. He said, Sammy, do me one favor. The guy did me a million favors. So I said, whatever it is. He said, just take care of my son. Make sure he gets made. I had blocked it, but I regret that I did that. Could you help me? And his name came around. I actually choked on it when I said yes. I went to school with this guy. When I was thrown out of Shallow, I went to McKinley Junior High. It was basically all Irish and German and different nationalities, not many Italians at all. And I would get into fights a lot. And I got jumped one day by 2 or 3 guys. And in my fight, I was on the floor, was fighting and trying to squirm and punch and kick and do whatever I could do out. For that split second that my head came out of that little pack, I saw him standing there with his arms folded. Now, he didn't know me, but he didn't jump in. But we're both Italians, and you're seeing 3 fucking guys of other nationalities beating the shit out of me. You knew my name, I didn't know you. But there was the same fucking guy. It's why I choked, that I wanted to say, he don't belong in our life. He watched me get a fucking beating and a half, and didn't do a fucking thing. And then when his father came time for him to get made, his father said, I wouldn't make him, he's a piece of shit. He was right. But I gave him that promise on his deathbed. And he did die, the old man. I went to the funeral, and later on after the Castellano hit, his name came up, and I gave him a thumbs up. And I should have never did that. I think that's one of the mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, but that's one of them that I choked on. I still till today choke on it. I don't have a problem with him. He's not one of the names that you guys could figure out, but I choked on it. And then there's a few of them who break my balls that I should have said no. And it would have been justified. And which shows today that, yeah, I should have said no a couple of times. But I didn't. I didn't want to destroy somebody's life. I didn't want to be that guy. So, but it was a mistake on my part. If I had to do it over, there's a couple of them I would have said no.
Thank you, Sammy. JB Weld in the super chat. I read that Carlo was going to clip Neil right after Carlo took over the family. Apparently, Neil was a loyalist to the boss that Carlo clipped. Do you know anything about the story?
I know the whole story from the beginning, from the guy who got shot in the barber shop.
Anastasia.
Anastasia hated Carlo Gambino. They were enemies, and he wanted to kill Carlo Gambino, but he had a lot of friends. And Paul Castellano was a captain at that time, and a pretty powerful one. And they have the whole Gambino family, and there's a lot of people who are against it. Carlo Gambino was very, very close with my Toto Arello, and he was with this guy, Tommy Rava. Tommy Rava's crew was Anastasia's crew. They were the guy who did most of the work. Anthony Reggiano, his father, Fat Andy. There was a whole bunch of them. Neil was in that crew. Carlo Gambino spoke with Toto. I noticed now. I didn't know it a while ago, so it's not in my podcast. On my remake, it will be. But Toto killed Tommy Rava and another guy, which made, there was no war. Carl won. And Carl was so smart, he got Neil and said, Neil, come in and be my underboss, or we're going to be killing each other like dogs in the street. And Neil agreed and became his underboss. He gave Fat Andy a pass, Tony Lee, and other guys who were there. Toto was immediately Carl's right-hand man. He made him a captain. He took in some of the guys. He took in this Jimmy Brown was there. He took him in. Toto hated him, pushed him on the side, and they made him a captain because he was an earner. Not a tough guy, but an earner. So I know the whole story. It'll be in my crime stories. It'll be in my remake of because I'm very seriously thinking of doing a remake. There's so much I found out that I didn't know. Like Toto killed this guy. And I never got mad at Toto. He's not supposed to tell me those things. He didn't tell me it. He browsed about his relationship, about Carl. I didn't realize how close of a relationship he had with Carl Gambino. So I do know the story, the whole story, and I'll put it out in my remake if I do a remake, which I think I am, because there's so many things I found out. I also found out so many things about cooperators when I became an informer. I talked with the government. I knew so many things, well, they knew, and I found out 302s and things that they did that shocked the shit out of me. And some of them I heard from O.C. Shorts, that he's a great investigator, and he has good connections, and he's told me a bunch of stuff that I didn't actually know. I had suspicions, but I didn't know for sure. That's why it wasn't in my podcast. And then he showed me 302s that he had gotten. So he's, one of the things. So in knowing now what I know now, I have a lot more information on the JFK hit. I knew a lot. You know what it was when I was talking with Toto, and I was extremely close. He was like a father to me. I lost my father. He became a father to me. And he was really good with me. I tell you how good. When I cooperated, he should have hated me because he made me. He loved me right till the end. Never badmouthed me and said it was John's fault. Sammy's a man's man. He's stood up 100,000 times. John made him. And he was mad at John, not me. So that's how close we were. So anyway, when he was talking to me like the JFK hit, the president, I thought he was talking hypothetical because everybody was talking about it. I didn't know he was talking first-hand knowledge because of his relationship with Carlo Gambino. The mob was involved, but there was more than the mob. The vice president was involved at that point. The CIA was involved. The Kennedys brought a lot of hatred, not so much from John. John was the cream of the crop. Bobby was the worst. He resented that the mob helped make him the president with the Rat Pack, Sinatra and all of them, and unions and every other thing. So the father was a bootlegger. He was well liked by the mob. John Kennedy, he was a nymph. He fucked all kinds of broads, including Marilyn Monroe. And he was good. Bobby resented that they stooped down, so to speak, to come to the mob. So when he became the Attorney General, he just banged into the mob out of hatred. There was many statements made, is that whoever killed him, they killed the wrong one. They should have killed Bobby Kennedy. And I agree with that. But there's an old Sicilian saying, you killed the head of the fish dies. And he was the head of the fish, John Kennedy. I think this poor guy died for fucked up reasons from his own family. The other one, Teddy Kennedy, became a senator, and he had a girlfriend who worked for him. He was banging her. And he crashed one night, and the car went underwater. He got out. And he tried to get her out. He ran back to his house because he was running for office. That woman with a mouth to the top of the fucking thing, little sucking air a little bit, 16 hours before she died. He could have saved her. So there's another Kennedy. So, and then they had another Kennedy, a young kid who lived in Connecticut, who raped and killed one of the neighbor's daughters. So that's the Kennedys. And there's a lot more that I do know. Now the Kennedys are going to go bananas on me for saying this, but you're my guys. You're asking me questions. I'm going to tell you. It's going to be either in my remake or it's going to be in the history of the mafia. I'm on my last leg. I'm 79. I don't give a fuck who likes me, who don't like me.
You know? Yeah.
They can do what they want. I'm going to say the truth and do what I got to do. Now, I don't hurt people. You know, like I know there was a guy, a boss, who was married to a hooker, and they brought him down because of that. Now, I know the whole fucking story. I refuse to talk about her and give up her name. And they said, why? I don't know if she's dead. I think she's alive. Still. She's got to be an old woman, older than me. She's got grandchildren. Why the fuck would I label her like that at this point? Her grandchildren going to, oh, Grandma, you were a hooker when you were young? So I leave things out purposely sometimes, but it's stuff like that. I don't touch it. I leave it alone. But I'll tell you things that, I was in the war on the Persico side, the Colombo side, against the Gallows. I found out recently, Larry Gallo, the head of the Gallows, the main brother, not Crazy Joe, Larry Gallo, was a fucking informant.
No shit.
And I found out so many other guys who were informants in their life. And I haven't brought them out either. But on my remake or the history of the mafia, well, I'm going to come out with all the cards. Some of these fucking bums who keep fucking with me, I don't fight back. I leave it alone. But on my remake, I'm not going to leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know why I got wound up. Let's ask another question and get me off of this thing. Or I'll just keep rambling.
Daryl Birch with the super chat for you. Just an envelope, no comment, no question.
Thank you, pal.
J. Marie, boss, if there was ever a huge score, was there ever a situation where the boss shared it with all the captains? Also, what was your biggest score?
My biggest score. You know, honestly, I made more money legitimately than stealing. We would make scores back then, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. It was monstrous. Back then, it was a lot of money. But I didn't make big scores, too many big scores. You know, earth-shattering in the millions. It never happened to me. I made smaller scores. And there always was 4 or 5 guys to cut up, so it was not a major thing. I made more money legitimately than illegitimately, using the unions and stuff like that. I made serious money there. Like I said, you know, the last year before I went to prison, I filed a tax return like everybody else between me and my wife. I filed in 1989 or I think it was 1989. At that, me and my wife made 750,000. So that's from legitimate, and you know that that's watered down. I got away with, you know, so I made more than 750. I filed for 750,000. I paid taxes on 750,000. I used to every week get my money, Shylock money and this and that, and put it together and count how much I lent out, how much I got back, how much in payments, how much from little scores from the unions, stuff like that. And I put it all together, put my numbers together, and divided it by 7. And I realized that I was making about 45,000 a week back then in cash, and the rest through legitimate monies. So that wasn't, but that's why, like, sometimes I spent money like water. It was like nothing. I think, should we tell this story about the deaf and dumb girl?
Sure, yeah. It's a great story.
Yeah. There was a girl who came. I came into one of the clubs that we had, me and my guys. We owned a club on the highway. It was, and we had a band and the whole thing. And when I got there, it was late. My guys were at the bar, and they were laughing. So I came in, I ordered a drink, and I said, what's so funny? They said, look at her. And there was a woman dancing. She was a little awkward. She was, a little awkward dancer. So I said, yeah, I said, she's awkward, but that's not that funny, bro. And they said, listen, Sammy, she's deaf and dumb. She's deaf. Yeah. How the fuck is she dancing? She don't hear the music. So anyway, I got to meet her friend. Her friend did sign language with her, and her friend would talk in between. So her friend was talking to me, and I got friendly with her. A friend one day told me that she was going to go for a surgery on her ears. If she could get her hearing back, she'd be able to learn how to talk, and it changes her life. So her family was making contributions to pay for it. It was expensive, $35,000. So I said, I'll make a donation, a couple $100, $500, $1,000, or whatever. And she thanked me. And she came back and she said, Sammy, we're not going to take it. She gave, her family raised $1,500, the whole family. Like I'm saying, this is years ago. And so I said, so she's just not going to do it. Yeah, it's $35,000. There's no way she could do it. Insurance won't pay for it because it's an experimental surgery. I had lost $20,000 in Atlantic City gambling like a schmuck. I'm out making money, robbing, and I'm gambling, giving it to them. I thought about it, and I grabbed the girl one day back in the club, week or two later, whatever it was, and I said, listen, tell her I'll give her the whole $35,000 for the surgery. She was blown away. She said, that's a lot of money, Sammy. I said, listen, I got a lot of money. I make a lot of money. And I got two pockets. $35,000, you could empty this pocket, but then I got a whole nother full pocket of money. Don't worry about the money. I thought for just a minute. I said, I lost $20,000 like a sucker. I'm making $45,000 a week. What the fuck is $35,000 to me? It made me feel good. It made me feel like a fucking human being. And it was going on. I didn't see them for a little while. They came back and I saw her, the interpreter. She grabbed my chin and pushed it towards her face. She said, talk right into her face. I said, why? She can't hear it. She's a lip reader. She can read your lips. I did that a little bit. But I talked with the girl. And she says she won't take your money. I said, why? Because she said that there's not a big chance that it'll work. It may not work. And she don't want to take your money. And I told her, that's crazy. It's my money. What she care? Don't worry about it. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I couldn't convince her to take the money and to do it. Now, I wanted to meet the doctors and give them the money. I wasn't just a sucker giving somebody $35,000, not knowing for sure. But anyway, she wouldn't do it. I got arrested or whatever happened. I wasn't around there no more. I didn't see her no more. No more. Here's the crazy part of the story. Years later, I was in prison. And my daughter, I was talking to her on the phone, and she wrote a book. And she went to these places where you sign, there's a line of people, they want you to give the autograph, and they buy the book. And she was doing that. So she said, Dad, do you know a woman that's deaf and dumb? I said, yeah, years ago. She said, the woman just bought my book.
Wow.
She came with an interpreter
Yeah.
and told me this whole story. You were going to give her $35,000. This is 40 years or 35 years later. And I said, yeah, I was. Why? So she signed the book and she says, to give you regards, she loves you. A touching story, but it's just that I had so much I had fuck you money.
Yeah.
You know what fuck you money is? You make so much money that nothing matters anymore. Whatever you want to do, you do it. And that's what it was. I had that at that time. I felt like doing something humane, and I thought, what a chance for this she was a young woman, to enable her to hear and be able to talk. Wow, what a feeling I would have for the rest of my life that I was able to do that. I'm stuck with that 20,000 I lost. I remember that fucking thing, and it's not a good memory. So I wanted it, but that was the only reason it didn't happen. But what killed me is that it came back again when she did her book, which is crazy. So that's how much money I was making back then in the day, and that's how much money I had. When I left after a 90, I left with millions. I left with $3.5 million without selling real estate and shit like that. So I left the mob pretty good. And I lost everything. I lost my book because I cooperated. I lost everything. Stores, businesses, everything. But even losing everything, when I left, I had a little over $3.5 million in cash and a couple of, I think $1 million in change or whatever the fuck it was in the banks with my wife. And then she divorced me, kicked my ass out.
Then you got $3.
Yeah, I had to ask her for
Arcade money, pinball money.
a little pinball money.
Betty Ann said buck you money in your case.
Fuck you money.
No, buck.
Oh, buck you.
Buck.
Oh, yeah, buck you money.
Oh my goodness.
Can you give a quick get well to Chino in Florida? He was in an accident, and he's one of your loyal listeners.
Chino, good luck. How's he hurt? How bad is he hurt?
He's been out for 2 weeks. He said he was pretty banged up.
Damn.
Yeah. Just take it easy. Work your way back. Do all, you gotta do all these things. And, I was banged up a few times myself. I know what it's like. But, Chino, good luck, bro.
Yeah. Stay off the painkillers.
Yeah, stay off the painkillers. That's a whole different problem that it'll bring you.
Pizza Dave, we kind of just touched on this. Hey, Sammy, besides construction, how else did you earn?
From kickbacks from different things I was, had a piece of, different businesses, different restaurants. I had a restaurant at Caesars East right before the Castellano hit. I owned a club with my brother-in-law and a few other guys. Caesars East was the name of it. It was a high-end place in a very expensive area of Manhattan. We had bar music, singer, piano. I mean, really classy joint. So, and I kind of lost that joint right after the Castellano hit. I was wrapped up in all of that stuff and kind of pulled away, and I don't know what happened, but it went under and we got rid of it.
Santa wrote you a comment on TikTok.
Santa? Santa Claus?
Santa Claus and
So Sammy, please be good. With many exclamation marks.
Oh, please be good, Sammy, from Santa Claus himself.
No, I'm good. I'll be good.
Naughty or nice list.
Yeah. So I'll be good. Am I on the nice list now?
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
Yeah.
We'll see when Christmas comes. Let's see. Mark Clark, why did the mob get in trouble, or how did they get in trouble with labor unions?
The labor unions, I mean, they have a job to protect the workers. They're in the union, this, that, and the other thing. And we would use their power to get jobs, different jobs. In other words, I was able to use the union against a contractor. I'm going to give you an example. With Bobby Sasso ran 282 Teamsters Union, and they controlled, the fence that goes around a site, a construction site. So they control that gate, all the trucks come in. Now, if I really wanted to break your balls, and I didn't get my way, and I didn't get what I wanted, I would tell Bobby, I would put guys to work as Teamster foremen. So I would put my Teamster foreman, who wasn't in the mafia, but he was a good guy, got out of prison, a tough guy, and this, I would give him a job as a Teamster foreman. So I would go to him and I would tell him, listen, here's the rule book. When the trucks come, keep the gate closed. Each truck, check their brakes, check their tires, check if their union dues are up to date. Check everything. I want every truck to be at that gate for about 20 minutes to a half hour and then let them in, one by one. Now, one day of that, the contractor's calling Bobby Sasso and he's saying, Bobby, you're going to kill me. I'll lose my pay. I mean, we had 60 trucks lined up. Couldn't get in. Do something with this guy. And Bobby would say, he's a union guy. That's his job, and he's doing his job. What do you want me to tell you? So you couldn't bug the phone. He didn't give a fuck what you said. He's doing his job. And then at the end of the conversation, they would call me the little guy in construction. They didn't call me the bull. The little guy put in a bid for your drywall. Did he get that job? No. Listen, I'm going to do another job. Let him come down and pick up the blueprints so I can get the job. So I'm going to bid high, and I'm going to give him a great Teamster foreman, whose the gates are never going to close. And I tell the Teamster foreman, now, go there, eat breakfast. By lunchtime, eat lunch, or go home and eat lunch, and you don't have to come back. It's almost like a half a no-show job. So I treat them good. If I make a score, I give them a little piece. I give the union delegate a little piece. I give the union, Bobby Sasso a little piece, and the rest is split with me and John. 80% for him, 20% for me. So it's a gold mine. And I'll tell you, when a contractor would get in touch with me, I don't have a job on the trade, and he would say, Sammy, can I get a good Teamster foreman? Sure, I could get you the best. Great, I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's $100,000. Give me $100,000 for a good Teamster foreman. So if that ain't power, I could shut down a $60 million, back then, which is huge, a $60, $70 million project. I can give you fucking heartaches that, without physically doing anything. I don't play all that bullshit gangster stuff, threats. I produce problems for you. And I can solve those problems. So a lot of times it's very, very helpful for me in my legitimate business. I got $5 and $6 and $7 million contracts, drywall contracts. When you're talking about a $60 million project, $60, $70 million project, a $4 or $5 million contract is nothing.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Unions and stuff like that is very, very important. And I worked even as a kid always with unions. I started off breaking their balls. I would threaten them. I would hit them. I would fuck with them if they fuck with me on the jobs. So I understood the union, and then when I got older and I got made, with some help from Paul Castellano, Chin's brother Mario Giganti, and a guy named Fat Vinny DiNapoli, I got hooked up with a lot of different unions. You couldn't get to the electrical unions, but there was somebody there. So I couldn't get them direct, but I always got a place to talk to somebody, and he controlled them. So I was able to get to a lot of unions. The plumbers, heating, air conditioning, drywall, carpenters, you name it, Teamsters. I had a lot of power with that. And that brought jobs, kickbacks, money, stuff like that. When I was doing that, where John got 80% and I got 20, the government asked me did that bother you? Did what bother me? Did you bother you that he's got 800,000, you made $1 million and you only got 200? Only? The boss owns it. It's his. It's not a candy store. I don't own it. He owns it. He made me run it. He gave me a job. And I'm making 200 and something thousand a year, plus it's giving me all kind of power. I should be mad that he's making 800,000. What do I give a fuck? What if I was Trump's cousin or nephew or some bullshit, and he wants to give me a job and I'm going to make $1 million a year? Am I going to get mad that he's making $1 billion a year? I could give a fuck less what he makes. I hope he makes $10 billion a year. I know he's giving me a job that I'm making $1 million a year. I'm thankful. I'm not jealous. So,
Betty Ann said Buck was never called the little guy. Heart, heart, heart.
no, not him. He couldn't control unions, but
Lenny is saying, I am a union carpenter in New Jersey 253, and I think the mob still runs my union.
yes,
Lenny,
probably does, but not as effective as we used to do it, you know. And I respected that the union boss had a job. There was a lot of work back in my days. So the union hall is empty, right? So there's no complaints. Everybody's working. So I come in, I'm non-union. I had a whole fucking 200 fucking something people, all non-union. There was a guy, Louis DeBono, was a union company. He would bid the job because he's a union company, but I did the labor. And all non-union guys showing up at a job, nobody there was a complaint. I had them all bought. So now here's the difference. Your union guy with your benefits and every other fucking thing, you're paying him $30-something an hour back then. I'm paying my guys $18 an hour back then, without the benefits and everything. So he's bid the job for $30, you know, considering he's going to pay $30 an hour to all these guys. I'm paying 18. I get the job. I'm making $10, $12 an hour on each one of them. It's a gold mine. And if it's hard for you to think about your Democrats who are fucking everybody in the country and how they do it. Through fucking all these things. Stocks, bonds, they make laws. They make laws and they tell you to buy a fucking electric car. Fucking things ain't gonna work. They don't work, they're shit. But they tell you to buy it. Why do they tell you to buy it? They tell you because it'll make the air quality better. It don't make shit better. It makes it worse in the long run. But they get their kickbacks. They buy all those stocks. Everything is a scam. Listen, you want to know organized crime? I know you guys love the mob, organized crime. I'm going to tell you the biggest organized crime family on the planet. The health. They don't make vaccines to fucking help you. They make fucking vaccines to make money.
Yeah.
They did in Wuhan, they were giving them money to make a disease that don't exist. Why would you make a disease that don't exist? And then it came out, broke out, everybody got it, and we got shots. They made trillions of fucking dollars. And you think they give a fuck that how many people died from it? They don't. That's the biggest organized crime family in the country.
Yeah.
In the world. Because they fucked with the whole world. You think they make all those pills for making you healthy? No. They make all those pills to cover up things. If they really had an interest, we have technology today, AIs and all kinds of things that could really, really help people. But they don't, you know why they don't want it? They can't sell all those pills. I don't know how many pills I take. That's the biggest organized crime thing in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, the mob knew how to scam money. You guys are asking me that. That's why I see it. I see it all over. This would have been a gold mine for the mob. But you want to know something? A lot of guys talk about the mob being bad and this and that. We wouldn't do that. We would do it in a small way. We would take a bite. They're taking the whole pie, and they don't give a fuck who dies, who don't die, the whole country.
Right.
We had limits. They don't. They're the biggest and the most powerful and most dangerous and most evil fucking organized crime family in the country. They're gonna hate me now too, but fuck them. I'll still keep buying their pills, doing their bullshit. But those are the scams that we're up against. That's why, you know, now I'm gonna go back, I can't help it, into the election. You know what I hate Trump? Because he busts the fucking scams up. He knows the scams. And he's a threat to them. That's what we would do if we were the mafia and we were them. We see him coming in, we want to kill him, just like they try to do. And we want to badmouth him now. We want to put a woman in there because she's a woman. And I love that. I love women. And I always cheated in school. I always said they're smarter than us. I don't mind a woman president. But this one, this fucking hyena, I mean, she's terrible. If you don't like the 4 years that they're in, imagine her. She's worse than him. She's not as dumb as him, but she's going to be worse than him. So vote your brains out and know one thing. And I'm not talking to Republicans. I'm talking to Democrats. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of you who are good people, bro. Don't be part of that. Rebel against it. If we're in the mafia, there's things that we rebel against. We killed serial killers who became in our life. We got rid of them. We're not proud of them. Roy DeMeo, other ones. We don't want to be part of that. We don't want that label. I don't want to be a mafioso and be a serial killer. I did killings. I'm not a serial killer. Where it belonged. Like I say, you want to cheat on taxes, you want to do, I don't give a fuck. But you want to destroy the whole country, I now care. And I understand your scams. I wish that independents and people who are in the Democratic Party, moderates, come on, bro, look at what they're doing. Look at what you're doing. You're part of it. Don't back them up and vote like that with them. Vote against it when it's wrong. Don't you have fucking kids, families, friends, neighbors? You don't give a fuck about nobody? Mm-hmm. How far does money go? Once you have fuck you money, that's it. You can't eat 14 steaks. You could eat 1 or 2, the best steaks. But not 14 steaks. You can't eat 14 steaks. You have a yacht. You can't buy 4 yachts. It's stupid. You can't buy 3 planes. You got 1. Enough. Enough is enough. People are fucking scrambling around. You're giving money to Ukraine, all over the world. You don't know, does anybody think that's not a fucking scam? And then they come out, well, we sent, $100 billion. Well, we can't track the money in a war. It's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. The IRS could see up in your ass what you did the last 3 years if they want to. Yeah. Come on, let's be real. That money is disappearing. Plus, we're making all kinds of people are dying. Russians, Ukrainians. They don't give a fuck. They want that war to continue. I think Trump would stop that. That's why they hate him. Yeah. I think he would stop and turn around and help the black community. They're trying to make him a racist. He's not a racist. He's anything but a fucking racist. He's probably one of the best presidents for the black people and the Hispanic people. Yeah. But they blame him, for all kinds of shit. Now, I understand today there was a report that in Chicago, the same thing they did while he was the president. Their trucks parking and dropping bricks and blocks. Yeah. They did that in California. Yeah. So what is it for? What's going to happen? I'm going to play like I'm a genius. The blocks are going to go through windows and burning things. The bricks they're going to throw at it to hurt people. I mean, this is planned again. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah. I don't think so. Why in the fuck is there a truck 3 o'clock in the morning dropping bricks and blocks on every corner in Chicago? Chicago's a tough town. Hey, brothers and sisters in Chicago, I'm with you, bro. Don't let them do this. Or don't be part of it. Don't let them suck you into it because stores and you can loot it. Reject it. Reject them. Show them what your Chicago's all about. So, I'm with you, brother. Sister, I hope you don't allow this in your town, in your city. But you fuck these people. And that ain't your friends. They're not doing it for you, to help you. So they'll try to blame it on you. The blacks ran wild, they're looting, they're breaking the... I know it ain't yous, it's them. Be smart enough. They're going to try to dump this on you, mark my words.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go on.
Okay, Cold Sketcher. Sammy, do you think that Tom Hagen was a good consigliere in the Godfather movie? Both Michael and Santino said Tom Hagen was not a wartime consigliere. What does that mean? And were you a wartime consigliere?
I was a wartime everything. As a maid guy, as an acting captain, as a gunzier, as the underboss. But a gunzier doesn't have to be wartime. He understands, goes in Austria backwards and forward. He's a peacemaker. He goes and negotiates with other families because he knows goes in Austria. I was pleasured by, when I became the consigliere, it was a learning spot for me. It was like graduating from some college and going to Harvard, and now you're going to go out into the world. That's what it was to me. As a consigliere, I felt I was in Harvard. I learned a lot about Cosa Nostra, the politics of it. The next step is the underboss. The boss barks, and the underboss bites. I bite. And I make sure that you have second thoughts about killing the boss because you know you're going to have a problem with me. So I had different functions at different times. But I was always a fighter. I always came from under. I never had money. My family was broke. I wasn't starving. They worked their ass off and provided for us. I wasn't starving. I'm not saying I was come out of a ghetto or anything like that. We ate. We ate good Italian food. I didn't know what the hell poverty was, actually. And, but growing up, I was a little bit of a warrior. I was aggressive. Mm-hmm. I got in the ring and I fought in the ring. I'm a small guy. It's really hard, and I got short reach. It's hard for me to fight. But you had to kill me to beat me up. I try to make it up. I don't want to lose. I want to, if I get into a fight with somebody, I want to win. So I fight like a bastard. And I take that into my mentality, and I do that in business. I do it in everything in my life. I fight. I always said there's a lot of times I got knocked down. The strong get up, and they keep fighting, and they get stronger. The weak fall apart, and they're finished. I want to be the stronger. I want to get knocked down. I want to get back up, and I want to fight. You want to beat me in the ring or the fight, you got to knock me out. As long as even if it's a gay punch, like a little slap I'm going to give you, I want to keep fighting. Even though, so, you got to be like that in life because life is rough. And what's gone on in the past 4 years, and hopefully not in the next 4, I hope not, because they'll flatten this country. Look at the laws they're putting out. All cars, I forgot what year it is going to have a kill switch. What the fuck is that about? They could stop the whole country? We want to get rid of cash so that we can track every single dime you make and you spend. Think about what you're voting for. You're going to vote for that. And my appeal to the Democrats, I was a Democrat most of my life. They were easier to bribe. They all took money under the table. They all did that. They were beautiful. I loved them. The conservative Republicans wanted to put you in jail, stop you this, stop that. So I didn't like them. I was a crook. Why should I like them? Then I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm an independent. I believe I won't have a threesome with Trump. I won't go for a drink with Trump, I don't think. But his policies and everything he's done, I vote for him. I'm a Trumper. He's for the country. He took that bullet for the country. Put his fucking hand up. Fight, fight, fight. That's who I want as president.
Amen.
I don't want some shithead who can't even know what planet he was on.
Oh my God, he walked into the bushes the other day.
Walked into everything every
the
day.
plane. Oh my
Now
God.
imagine,
Oh, it's
forget about what we say or what we see on television just between us. We know what he is. We all know. Imagine what other countries look at when they look at us now and they see him. No fear. No fear. We're a joke. Trump, they feared him. They knew this fucking guy would bomb them, or they didn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him turn around and threaten countries. You want to do this? Then all of your imports are going to be 100% taxed. Whoa, you can't do that. Well, then you can't do this. And he understands business, negotiating. I'm going to call him a little bit of a gangster, because I think he is. He's got balls. He does have brains. He may not be that likable. Is that why you're going to vote him out? What does he got to be? Good looking? A big dick? What do you want from a president? What do you want? The guy, I see his face. I can't stand his face no more. The guy, for the governor of California.
Oh, Newsom.
I've been going back and forth to California. I like California. It's a beautiful state. He destroyed it. And I have made many, many friends now, church and all kinds of people. Every one of them I talked to the same thing. You had to see this before he was here. Then why do you just keep voting him in? I don't understand it. Democrats are running away from California and coming here to Arizona. Now they want to stay being a Democrat and vote for the same stupid fucking rules you just ran away from. Bro, I'm lost. I'm lost. And I'm not educated. I'm not that smart. So it's easy to make me look like a jerk with this because I don't understand it. I can't understand what's running through people's minds. You know, I just don't understand it. Go out with this girl, Sammy. All right, and I see her. I'm a small guy. She's 6'2". She weighs 450 pounds. Why would I want to go out with her?
Wow.
Because you're a Democrat. Do it, bro. Oh, okay. No, fuck you. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm just not doing it. So, you know, I don't understand what's going on. And there's a lot of Democrats. I have Democrats who are friends I grew up with. I still know. Some of them I talked, and they've changed. You know why they changed? They're smart, they see it, and they're good people.
Yeah.
They care about their family, they care about their neighbors, they care about their country. God knows how many veterans are fucking dying all over this country. We're giving away money. We're taking in, we have to be compassionate. So we open the border and we're taking them in like cattle. No testing, no, I don't care what they got, AIDS, I don't give a fuck what they got. We don't know because nobody's testing them. They're putting them in every state in the United States. So let's see what happens in Chicago. Today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever the fuck it's going to happen. Let's see. For them to put the blocks and bricks down, I would imagine it's right away. And we're going to accept that. You know the old story, you accept certain things, you're complicit. In other words, you're part of it. Yeah. All you people in the media, I really, as a kid growing up, when the media said something, that was gospel. That was the truth. Now, everything they say is a fucking lie. And I know a lot of media people, and there's a lot of them that are good fucking people. Some of them I put them on the spot. Especially a woman. I like this woman. And I tell her, bro, you went to school, you wanted to help the country, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do all these things. You had all this good. How do you feel now? You know you're lying. She started crying. Sammy, I'm alone now. I got a kid. I got it. Okay, it's a good enough reason, but they're stuck. We need to help them get unstuck. There's people cooperating, whistleblowers. We'll call them rats. We'll call them whistleblowers in the FBI, telling them what the FBI is doing. And I mean, they're using. Look how many times you wanted. I was indicted in 2000, 2001, 2002. I had 3 indictments going at the same time. It's a nightmare. They indicted this guy 5 fucking times, I think, already. Is this sick? You got judges telling him he can't speak. He's running to be the president. So if he speaks, you put him in jail? What kind of law is that? So it's so obvious. You know, if you fuck with a guy, you're that afraid of him because he's going to do the right thing, then I love him. I'll vote for him. I'll walk on glass to go vote for him. I can't vote because I'm a convicted felon. But I would if I wasn't. So let's go on to something else.
Thank you. Can we do another question?
Yes.
Do you want to ask Anna?
I'm sorry. I apologize for I get worked up with this shit.
Next trivia question, you guys, for Sammy's hat to enter into the drawing. What was the name of the bar that was on the beach outside of Raven's pool hall in Coney Island? And Sammy used to go shake his tail feather at.
Yes. The name of the bar outside of Raven Hall, under the Broadwalk.
Hold on. While everybody's deliberating that, can you give a couple of birthday shout-outs? Jason McDougal says, could I get a happy birthday for my mother, Jerry Paquin? She's 76 today.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
Cam, it's also his birthday. He's not having a very good day, but he says it's his birthday today. And then Dara Kenny, Dara, I hope I pronounced that right, from Ireland, who's 33 today.
33.
Yeah.
Oof. I love that age. I wish I could get back there somehow. So happy birthday to all you guys who she just read your names. Love you guys. And Jerry, I hope you feel well. It's your birthday. My hands are up. I pray for you. I pray for you. I mean, it's a fucked up day to be sick. So I wish the best for you. I hope this cheers you up a little bit. My stupid jokes and conversation or whatever. Happy birthday, brother.
What's going on with YouTube? Come on, guys. Not one single person.
It's not scores as much as Sammy wishes it was.
No.
It's not pastels,
No.
rubies.
It was in Coney Island, under the Broadwalk, Raven Hall pool. We're going way back. And when you came out the back door, you walked under the Broadwalk, and there was the bar. And they called it it starts with a B.
Okay, that's your hint for today.
It's my hint.
You should play some Jeopardy music.
I know.
I had a friend they called that had the same name.
The silence is killing me.
Yeah. Okay, let's ask a different question. All right, guys, that's the homework for the next one. And
All right, so then I just give it up. Then I tell them, and we go to a different question.
Go ahead.
Don't tell them.
Why?
Yes.
We can have them try again next week.
Yeah,
No,
do
they-
your homework. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we'll stick with the Coney Island question. What is the name of the hot dog stand that was Sammy's favorite hot dogs? He used to get it every time.
That should be easy.
What did you have on your hot dog, Sam?
Mustard. And a little sauerkraut.
Were you like, let me get a foot long with the mustard on it? How do you say it? How did you order it? Like, what's in New York? Like, how would you order it?
You know, there was a bunch of us. Give us 6 hot dogs, a little mustard and sauerkraut on all of them. What about onions? Stick the onions up your ass. I said sauerkraut.
Those don't digest well. Yeah, you guys got it. A bunch. Yep.
Do they need a little?
No, they got it.
No.
They're getting it.
They getting it?
You guys have more chances to win if you join the TikTok live at 10 a.m. on Thursday. I'm gonna ask more questions, more chances to win. Sammy, can you tell them, you have about 1,000 people in the chat, can you tell them to hit the like button?
Hey guys, hit the like button and subscribe button. I don't say it. I figure you know that. Hit the like and subscribe. I would appreciate it, and I feel your love with that. I feel your love.
You could do better, guys. Let's go. Sammy, start singing till they get to 500. How are we doing with the answers, girls?
We're doing good.
Okay.
I'm giving extra for some of the people.
Feeling generous today.
I'm feeling generous because
All right.
they missed the last one.
I'm not. Only winners.
You got winners?
I got 4.
Wow. My TikTokers got 4 winners.
Awesome. Oh, over here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good job, guys.
Good job, TikTokers. It's a famous name.
I'm writing one more name and then we can call them out.
Sergio, no comment, no question, but a very generous envelope for you, Sammy. Sergio.
Thank you, bro. Who's that, Sergio?
Marshall G with the comment in the super chat. Business is business. Breaking balls is just a perk. God bless you all.
Okay, it's a good saying.
Ragged in the super chat. Hey, Sammy, much love from Slovakia. Best content.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Brandon with an envelope, no comment, no question. How we
Okay.
doing, girls?
Yep,
Go ahead,
I got it.
Amina.
All right, we got Pirate Greg, Janet and PA, Sam Hirschler, Acting for Fun Lions, Josh Ayub, Carlos Sanchez, Richie J76, and Johnny D'Ambrosia. You guys are all going in the hat. In
the bucket for the hat. Más o menos.
All right, so tell them what it is for the people who didn't get it.
Tell him, Anna.
It is Nathan's. Nathan's hot dog. They even had food times where they do a thing where who eats the most hot dogs.
Oh, God. I can't watch
It's
that.
disgusting. Yeah. A guy eats fucking 80 hot dogs. I don't know how you don't die.
Sammy Galco Manwolf in the super chat wants to know who was the more feared gangster, Roy DeMeo or Greg Scarpa?
You picked the right 2 guys. It's a hard pick. I think Roy DeMeo was more dangerous because he just killed people for no reason. He got off on it and killed innocent people. I was telling Sterling a story this morning. She was talking to me about it. And he had an uncle. They called him Dracula. He was the bartender in the bar. The bar was on the corner. I'm going to give a description of the whole place at another time. Right around the corner was an apartment, but they turned it into a club. Dracula would call Roy up, and they were sitting and eating and playing cards, and he'd say, I got one. A guy, girl, mostly men, I think it was, drunk, came into the bar 4 o'clock in the morning, and he told, okay, guys, let's go. We've got some money in the bar. They go to the bar, guys all alone, grab him, drag him out of the fucking bar, bring him into the place, shoot him in the fucking head. and cut him from his testicles all the way up to his throat. Hang him from his feet, continue playing cards and eating and everything else so that he would drain out. Now, what does that mean, drain out? All the blood and everything comes out of him. So they had little hand saws. And when they cut him up, the blood and stuff is not splattering all over the place. Now, I think that's about as sick as you can get it. They don't know the guy. There's no fucking reason or rhyme other than him getting off on it, or Roy getting off on it, and his crew had to do what they were told. But I think they all enjoyed it. So it was an ugly, ugly situation. I don't think you get much uglier than that. Now, Scarpa would kill left and right, but he did have some reasons behind some of the things, orders on some cases for money or for greed or for whatever. And, you know, he did a lot of work on that. But Roy, he didn't even have orders or nothing. He just, I don't know why he killed these people, but he was, I know why, he's a serial killer. It boiled down to that. And that's why we killed him. When I say we killed him, it's not me. I knew about it, but I wasn't part of it. And I thought it was the right thing to do. I'll add that too. We don't want serial killers. Like I was talking about in politics, we don't want evil, evil people like that around us. We don't want child molesters. We don't want rapists, and we don't want serial killers. This is our neighborhood. We love the people in our neighborhood. They love us to an extent. We love them. We don't want that happening.
Richard S. with an envelope for you, no comment or question.
Thank you, bro.
Elgato, Sammy, what did Don Carlo think about Mr. Anastasia, the Mad Hatter?
Well, obviously, Carlo hated him. They were bitter enemies. But you got to remember, the Mad Hatter was the boss. And then they broke a plan to get rid of him. It was approved by a lot of the people, families, other families, everybody. He was just another guy, like a savage, killing people left and right. I'll give you one quick story. He was watching television with his guys. And some guy came out of a bank, robbed the bank, trying to remember his name, and I think I will, but he's running out of a bank, and guy grabs him and drops him to his knees and holds him for the cops. He's watching this on television, live. He don't know the guy. The guy who they caught was Willie something or Willie something or other, that he was a known bank robber, nothing more. So when in his conversation he said, Willie's a good guy, he's a bank robber. What the fuck? Why would you do that? It was quiet. Nobody knew Willie or what the fuck went on, and didn't give a shit. So he says, get that guy's name. And he got an award for a Citizens Award. Mm-hmm. Get that guy's name and go kill him. They're stunned. We're watching TV, bro. But they followed the orders, and they went and killed him. He said, who's the guy who actually killed him? A maid guy. He had him killed to cut the chain like it didn't come from him, the order or something. And guys were terrified of him. That's what happens when you become a little kill crazy, and there's no rhyme or reason to what you're doing. And he wanted to kill Carlo Gambino. Carlo Gambino, like I said a little earlier, got Tato. They had a very good, strong relationship. Tato loved him, and vice versa. And he asked Tato to kill Tommy Rava, and Tato did, and that's how they got rid of him. So.
Ryan Brown in the super chat, Sammy, what do you think would happen to the Bonnie and Clyde couple in 2024 if they did what they did back in the day?
You're talking about, I think that they find the same fate. Law enforcement got stronger and stronger through the years. Years ago, when they robbed the bank, Bonnie and Clyde, in a certain state, when they got over the border, the cops couldn't chase them. It's illegal, so they couldn't get them. And only when the federal law came in, you crossed federal lines, you broke federal law, they were able to go after them. And that's what their downfall was, with the federal government, not the state people. Bonnie and Clyde, I saw the original Bonnie and Clyde. I forgot the actors and actresses. What was it?
Warren Beatty and Dunaway.
Warren Beatty, a good-looking guy. He played it, and her. And I loved the movie. The movie was great. And there was a good image of them. It was the true story. And this is when I go back talking to my story in Hollywood. There's nothing like a true story. You know, there's a lot of stories based on a true story with a whole bunch of bullshit. And I enjoy some of those. Some of them I don't, because you see a guy fight, he beats up 14 guys. He's my size, he fights 14 gorillas, and he beats them all up. Come on, bro. Let's get real. You know, make them tough in the movie. I don't give a shit, but
Like
not that tough. Nobody's that tough. So, you know, I love truth to a story, and it had a lot of truth in it.
Yeah.
Even when Bonnie and Clyde, you know, they're a perfect couple, they loved each other, and they went to kiss, if you saw the original one, in bed, and he pulls away from her. So it's confusing. Why did he pull away? She's beautiful. Because he was gay. He was partially gay, the original guy. I guess, whatever they call him, bi-curious. He
Bisexual,
liked
yeah.
women and he liked men. But she was so beautiful, but it turned him off a little bit. So that was in the movie. And, you know, in my movie, I'm not going to be kissing another guy or nothing like that. So get that out of your head. But I want a lot of truth in my movie. I want it to be truthful. I know there's a lot of things that are truthful I'm not going to like, but I don't give a fuck. If I did it and it's true, then put it in the movie. That's what I talk to my movie people when I talk to them. Well, what about this story? Listen, it's ugly. I'm involved in a lot of bullshit, and good things, bad things, and ugly things. Put it all in there. If it's the truth, put it in there. If I got to cringe at it when I watch it, that's my problem. You know, it's not. The audience should know. I want to leave the audience, and I'm 79. I don't know. It may take a year or so to come out. I'll be 80 or 80 plus. Maybe I won't even be here no more. But I want the people to know that was really him. So put all the truth you can, and they're doing that. They're working with the DEA, the FBI, the New York State Organized Crime Strike Force. Every people I knew and grew up with, who I haven't talked with for years, are being called and talked to. And now they're getting in touch with me. Sammy, what? You know, I got a phone call. So I said, wow, who called? Yeah, I didn't even know they were reaching out for you. What should I say? No, tell them the truth. We were friends back then. Tell them the truth. Whatever happened, happened. Whatever you feel happened, tell them the truth. And I hope that makes a better movie. And I know that people like Nick Pileggi, Terry Winters, people like that love a true story. And I'm in. I'm not saying no, don't do it, I'm out. You know, there's things in there that are going to be there that I'm not going to like, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Well, you know, your followers and your viewers and your this community here, they are such huge mob fans that they ask all the time, how true was Sopranos? How true is Irishman? How real and authentic and accurate is Casino and Goodfellas? Every time we get in the chat.
Right. And I liked The Sopranos. It was well done. Great actors and writers and everybody in it, and I enjoyed it. But I knew the Cavalcanti family, and that's what it was based on. Again, it was based on a true story, but it wasn't a true story. They did pick a lot of actors that were good. There was a couple of actors in there who were street guys, became an actor, and they did great. But they really were street guys, so it made it even better because they really felt the part. So, and I hope to do that in my movie. I hope if I could pick, I'm going to pick it, not if I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick some people, but they also have to be talented. So I can't just pick Joe Blow.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm for that. And I know this is something I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it once and I'm going to leave it behind. And this is my life story, so do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it and do it right.
Gas can
And,
lit. Go ahead.
You know, that I was going to make a joke. I was going to say, Susie, don't worry about it, bro. I'll lie a little bit. But I don't
Leave
know.
Susie out of this.
No, there is no Susie. I was just wanted a joke. But, all right, forget about
I think it
jokes.
was Maria.
Huh?
Just kidding.
Maria, yeah.
Maria.
Maria is the best. She should be on the screen. Sammy, you slut.
Let's see. Gas can lip. When Rudy Giuliani's hair dye was dripping down his face like squid ink on the live TV press conference, were you laughing hysterically?
I really was. You know, I feel sorry for him a little bit. I got to be honest. I just, that's my personality. I feel sorry for him because I went through some of these things. But why I did laugh, because he was so fucking proud of people he put away by the dozens and dozens and dozens. And he, in an interview, when I was doing that thing with Michael Franchise and Patrick, he was supposed to be in the show. He said, the only time I want to see Sammy, I'll in court so I could give him 100 years. Suck my dick, Rudy. You ain't giving me no fucking 100 years. You may do 100 fucking years. So, I mean, that's the only reason I don't feel super sorry for him, because you didn't feel sorry for some of the people you put away. And you could tell me they were dangerous, they were criminals. How's their mothers, fathers, sisters, wives, kids? How do you fucking think you did to them? You think you made them all happy? So now you know how the fuck it feels. So sometimes that's what it takes. You gotta feel the fucking pain to know the pain you gave out.
And that's how you know we're live, folks.
That's it,
Let me just
bro.
say it. Let's see. We'll do one or two more super chats and then we'll wrap up. Mark Clark, how do people get 100 years for that labor racketeering?
Well, I guess you were talking about the commission case. And in the commission case, it's not just about the racketeering part. They put that in there, but there's murders, and they know there's multiple murders. They got to know, through witnesses and to people and through tapes, that the boss has to approve every fucking thing. So the bosses, underbosses, concierges all got pinched, captains, and they're bosses. So they knew about all these murders. So they couldn't charge them directly maybe, but they really overblew it with this RICO law, and they buried guys. And everybody didn't give a fuck because it was strictly for Italians. But I'll tell you, I did 22 years in prisons. I don't know how many black guys were in there under this fucking RICO law, Hispanic guys. It wasn't so funny anymore.
Right.
It was beyond Italians now. It went everywhere. Business people, everything.
Yeah.
That law was a dangerous law, which, I mean, somebody in your employee got pinched for something. Like Anna could get pinched for doing something. I'm the boss, so I had to know about it. Even if I didn't know about it, I'm getting pinched with her. And I'm going to do the bulk of the time because I had to approve it. That's my conspiracy part. So I don't have to be charged with the actual crime, but I'm sucked into it. And I wind up with more than her, who did the crime. It happened to me a little bit in my ecstasy case in Arizona. When I got pinched in Arizona, it was under the state RICO law. Sucked me in like a fucking vacuum cleaner. And I lost every fucking thing. Houses, cars, monies, books, money that was coming, everything. So these laws here are made that, you know, and they'll justify it because I'm a bad guy. But they won't justify it for what they did. The whole fucking Biden family is a corrupt organization headed by Biden. His son, all of them. The brother, the sister. I mean, this is so blatant. They all don't know shit. They're all kind of multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
They shook down the whole country. I think that's worse than any gangster alive, except for a serial killer like. You're hurting the whole country. Now, when you hurt a whole country and the country is starving or fucked up, and people die because of that, why aren't you charged with a murder? You caused that murder. Why isn't the RICO law for them? So, you know, and that's what turns you off to these countries, and it's not only the United States. You know, it's a lot of these countries. Yeah. It's the poor suckers on the bottom. And I call them suckers in a very good way. My mother and father were suckers. Legitimate people who broke their fucking ass, paid their taxes, and you don't know every which way to fucking rob them and treat them like shit. You as our government, we're supposed to be looking up to you. Yeah. It's in the mob. When you're the boss of the family, we're supposed to look at you as our father and look up to you. When we stop looking up to you, we take you the fuck out. It should be the same thing. Not violent, with a vote. You don't need a gun. You don't need a bullet. You need a gun. Vote. And if you need a gun, I think I could get you one. No, I'm only kidding. No violence. No violence.
Last super chat of the day, Sammy Gas. And anyone we don't get to, we'll definitely get you at the top of the hour next week. Gas Can Lip. Sammy, did you hear that Robert De Niro celebrated his 81st birthday by swimming in the ocean? Does the Bull have any birthday greetings for the movie Mobster?
I'm going to give him a slap in his fucking face because he's a woke asshole. And he fucked with me one time on a movie that I know of. He don't know I know it. I know what he did. So when I see him, I'm going to give him a slap in his fucking 81st birthday face. And I'm 79, so we're equal. We're equal. So, Robbie, boy, someday when we meet, bro, be careful, bro. I'm going to have a man-to-man talk with you, and we're in the same bracket. You know, and then what he did with Trump, screaming out there like a fucking woman, what the fuck are you doing? Well, I mean, you're a fucking derelict, bro. He was a great actor. Yeah. But, you know, one time they did a movie about me. Somebody was going to play a part. And they said, pick the worst people you could pick, do this, do that. They wanted to make me look bad in the worst way. This was John Gotti. And what did he do? They talked to him. And he picked out an actor who's really not a bad actor. I saw the actor, he did an interview with Michael Franchise. And he said, you know, when I got the part, I loved it. I heard about Sammy, but I didn't know him, I didn't know about it. And they didn't give me anything. Why wouldn't you give him some material? Because you wanted him to fumble and look bad and make me look bad. That was your ultimate goal. And he's kissing John Gotti's ass. So Robbie, baby, bye-bye. I know it. I know about it. I know about it a long time. I haven't talked to you yet. When I see you, I want to talk to you man to man about it. So me and you could talk a little bit. And that's life, you know. Sometimes you get away with things, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
You know, everybody meets somebody somewhere, somehow.
Everybody needs somebody sometime.
All the women say that he was ugly and that you're way cuter.
TikTok loves you. They're telling you were way cuter.
There's 5 women on there saying that.
All right.
They're saying Bobby.
And he's a bum. I mean, you know, I don't understand. You made a ton of money. You were famous. You were a good actor. You did all your years a good actor. They did all these fucking things. Why don't you just, you know, there's so many other actors who are great actors. They walk away. They're humane. James Cagney was one of the greatest fucking actors I think that ever fucking lived. I know the movies go way back. I was a kid when I was watching them, a baby. And the guy, when he retired out of Hollywood, he went and bought a farm upstate New York with his wife, his beautiful wife, and they lived on the farm. He treated his wife like gold. He never fucked nobody. He never did it. Why can't you go like that? That's a fucking beautiful way to go. I mean, if I make $50 million, $100 million, and I'm going to step down and somebody's going to take over the company and keep going, I'm going to go gracefully. I want to go gracefully. I want to remember. That's why I want to do this movie and the things I'm doing, so you can remember me for what the fuck I am. The bad things, the good things. As somebody says, you'll even learn about Buck a little bit. All right, Betty?
She said Buck 2024.
Buck 2024.
She's an American woman. She's awesome.
Yeah, Betty. What I say? Emily, I said Betty. But whatever. So that's what I want. And that's what he should do. He should count his blessings that he had a beautiful, beautiful fucking life. And walk away like a fucking man. Or act like a fucking man. I mean, he needs your criticism like that? For what? You're a fucking garbage pail, bro. And you want to just rip into other people, rip into the guys running for the presidency, he's trying to do the right thing for the country, got shot, and you fucking badmouthing him. I mean, I don't get that. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I like to slap him right in his fucking ugly face. Thank you, women. I'm a little cuter than that.
Can you tell everybody to hit the like button, guys? Come on, there's over 1,000 in the chat. We have 473 likes. Let's get to 600 likes.
Come on, we should get to 1,000 likes. Everybody hit the button. Come on, hit the button, bro. I'm asking you for a favor. I want to shock Anna. When I ask for a, hey, boom, come on, let's whack that button, and we should get at least 800-900 likes.
Everybody in your chat is saying, like, Bobby, go get your shine box. Bobby.
Bobby. Bobby, go get your shine box, bro.
I love it.
I love it too. Hey guys, I have to go. If not, I'm gonna pee live right on stage. I gotta pee so fucking bad. All right, guys. Love you guys. I love you women who think I'm cute. Maybe we could have a cup of coffee someday, cuties. All right. Love you guys.
Flirt.
I'm a flirt. Yes, I am a flirt.